today's video, we're going to break down 5 reasons why we as a lead generation partner for renewables companies offer both managed marketing services and pay-per-lead services as well. We're going to look at the 5 reasons that we do this and how it massively benefits all of our installers so they can see more value and more results with us. We also touch upon how from an agency perspective, it helps our business run a lot more efficiently as well. So why do we as a marketing agency and lead provider provide both offers of managing paid ads for clients under their own branding and also pay-per-lead service where we generate our own leads and sell them on a per lead basis? I think a big misconception that a lot of agency or lead providers have is they pick one route and the other is completely wrong. If agencies that will manage ads for clients under the client's branding, they see all lead providers who provide leads as providing secondhand junk leads sold to loads of installers and vice versa. So pay-per-lead providers or agencies will see that that is the best route to market and that is the easiest way for them to sell their leads and easiest for the installers. I think the reality is that there is no single way of generating leads or providing leads that is always better than the other. For agencies that manage ads, ad performance is always going to fluctuate. For lead suppliers, their quality and volume can fluctuate. For the installer as well, that what they're looking for in terms of lead volume and their requirements also changes as well. I think for the installer perspective, they need to look at both, and both options have their merits in certain situations. For the rest of this video, we're going to get into exactly why we offer both routes to market and exactly why that is going to benefit all the installers that are watching this video. Reason number 1 is, and this is the main reason, that we can offer full coverage for all installers. By offering both managed marketing and also pay-per-lead, we support installers at every single stage with all different types of needs. For example, for the newer or smaller installers not looking for loads of leads or who don't have the upfront cash to invest in their own marketing, we can provide leads and appointments on a pay-as-you-go basis, which makes it really easy for them. On the flip side, for established installers who want to get their brand out there, who want to put money into marketing, we can also offer that. And then for those larger installers who need both consistent volume through their own marketing efforts and also diversification, so they don't want to just rely on their own sort of route to market, we can offer both. We've got installers that work with us that buy leads on a pay-as-you-go basis that we also manage their marketing for. By doing it this way, we're not forcing one model down his throat. We can actually recommend to installers what will work best for them depending on their situation. It's very rare that we jump on a sales call and can't actually help someone because, as I say, we cover all bases in terms of providing leads either on a pay-as-you-go or with a full marketing package. Reason number 2 is that by offering both, it actually improves the results for our clients, both those who purchase leads from us and also those who use us for our marketing services. The main reason for this is the leads that we generate for installers is done through a high spend ad account. We spend over 5 figures a month generating our own heat pump and solar leads. What that means is we get significant data on what is working and what isn't working very quickly. If we test a creative in one of our ad accounts, we know within a couple of days if that's a winner or not. Second thing is that leads to faster testing. So rather than us waiting weeks to see whether it works on the client who's got a smaller advertising budget, we see that straight away. Third thing is we can experiment very heavily on our own accounts. We try all sorts of different ideas on the brand that we advertise under to generate our leads. That means we're not using client budgets to experiment and test things that we aren't sure if they're going to work or not. Final thing is that when something works at scale, we can enroll those learnings out across our client portfolio. If we have a ad or a concept that does really well on the ad account that we manage internally, we then roll out that concept across all of our clients, obviously tweaked for their specific offer and needs. We can then just make sure their budget is purely focused on the winning ads, and the budget that we use for our own lead generation is where the majority of the testing is done. We then just use the proven stuff across our client portfolio. Third reason, and something that not a lot of agencies will mention, is that we can supplement results when needed. As I mentioned at the start of this video, even the strongest of ad accounts go through days or weeks where leads might slow down a little bit or bookings might slow down a little bit. So if a marketing client has hit a bit of a slower period, what we can do is actually supplement their campaign with pay-as-you-go leads. Say we've got, for example, a installer in Sussex, his campaign has slowed down a little bit, he's not booked anything for 4 or 5 days. We then can get a couple of leads from Sussex for our own campaigns and place those with him to keep him busy and keep them happy. So what that does is obviously it keeps the clients happy, it maintains their pipeline of things, and it just diversifies their results a little bit more. They're not entirely dependent on the ad account to produce all the leads, because even if, for example, the ads are performing well, it might just be a case of they get an ad account restriction or Facebook blocks one of their ads or anything like that can affect what they're going to get through. So just by having our leads as well, just as a backup in case it's needed, it can just supplement results through slower periods or through issues that crop up like Facebook restrictions. Fourth reason we offer this is risk diversification. So for a lot of installers, particularly the larger ones who have big overheads and a lot of staff, relying on one source of lead is risky. So even if that's an agency, in-house marketing, lead provider, relying just on one channel, it's not the smartest thing to do. Platforms fluctuate, so even if they've got a strong meta ad campaign that's performing really well, that can go through quiet quieter periods, slower periods. If they rely on a lead provider, again, they're entirely relying on one other company to provide all their leads. That's not particularly intelligent. By combining channels, so by using us for both pay-as-you-go leads and marketing leads, it reduces that single point dependency on one channel of leads. It increases how stable their business is, and it protects their pipeline, particularly, as I said, for those businesses with larger overheads who can't afford to go a week without leads. Final reason, and this is more from a agency perspective, and it should pull the curtain back a little bit on how the agency model works, but the pay-per-lead model, which we introduced a little while ago now, has massively increased how much we can scale our business. From an operational perspective, it's one ad account to manage, so we can have 20, 30 clients buying leads from us. We don't need to onboard all those clients, set up all their ad accounts, manage those ad accounts. We've just got one ad account that produces all of those leads. Second thing is that the way that we get more revenue for that side of the business is spend more on ads. As I said, we don't need to take more sales calls, onboard more clients, manage more clients. It's just more advertising spend leads to more revenue. Third thing that I've had touched on already is it's a lot more easier for us to manage operationally. The onboarding is much more smoother. Client success is a lot more smoother. So it just adds a whole other revenue stream without having to hire and manage more people. And all of that leads to lower operational strain. So that's from the agency perspective. What it also allows us to do is, as I mentioned, support installers that we previously couldn't. When we were just doing the marketing management, there's a lot of installers out there who don't want to go down that route, or they're just not in a position to go down that route. So by offering the pay-per-lead service, it just increases the scope of who we can actually work with and help. Secondly, it allows us to further assist existing clients. So clients we're already working with can spend more with us and get more leads from us outside of their actual advertising campaigns. And the final thing that I've already discussed is it just allows us to expand our reach without having to go and hire a bunch more members of staff or have to spend more on our own marketing or anything like that, because the pay per appointment model just allows us to scale things that little bit easier. So that is just the 5 main points of why we offer both marketing management and also a pay per appointment service. If you are a solar or heat pump installer and you're interested in increasing the number of leads you're getting, more importantly, the number of actually good quality leads you're getting, because all of ours are verified, there'll be a link below this video. You can give that a click and find out a little bit more about what we do. As I've discussed throughout this video, we can very likely help you regardless of what you're looking for, whether it's a full-blown marketing campaign or just a few more leads on a pay-as-you-go basis. Feel free to give that link below a click. You can make an inquiry and one of the team will reach out to discuss that with you.